with a great story for the Cardinals this year and an undefeated lifetime record against the Dodgers. He is 5-0 lifetime against LA and comes in with a 17-4 record, a definite Cy Young candidate, and his earned run average of 2.24 was best in the league. The switch hitter lines a base hit to left field. So the Dodgers, with their first hit, have the leadoff man on in the bottom of the first.
Well, especially from the left side of the plate, Rafael Furcal likes to show bunt on the first pitch, which he did against Chris Carpenter, then slap the ball to the opposite field. Take advantage of that drawn-in third baseman. You see where Mark DeRosa is playing. Over his head into shallow left field for a leadoff single for the Dodgers.
And that will bring up the dangerous Matt Kemp, and we'll say the same for the next two hitters after Kemp as well. Drove in 101 runs, first time in his professional career he went over 100 runs. Carpenter going over to first, and what a great boost and progress Matt Kemp made in the last couple of years, particularly this season.
Well, no question about it. He was a real good-looking young player his first 2 years in the big leagues. He had a tendency to make a lot of mental mistakes on the field, but has really cut down on those. We talked to Joe Torre before the ball game today. He said he will still occasionally throw to the wrong base or maybe get picked off of a base, but they've been minimized considerably this season.
Career high in homers and runs batted in. Cardinals lead at 1-0. Furcal with 12 stolen bases has the lead, and there's a shot hit to center field. Going back is Colby Rasmus, looking up, it's gone. Home run for Matt Kemp. With one swing of the bat have taken a 2-1 lead on Matt Kemp's first career postseason home run.
Now, we showed you the graphic on Chris Carpenter had not given up a home run in his last 10 regular season starts. Really forget that one.
Here is Andre Ethier, who is the author of 4 walk-off home runs this year and 6 walk-off hits. And then Manny Ramirez on deck. In fact, Carpenter, Bob, gave up only 7 home runs all season in over 192 innings of work. The pitch is inside 1-1 to Ethier.
Well, you really have to take advantage of any mistakes you get early in the game against Chris Carpenter or any quality pitcher, because once you let him settle in on that mound, he's probably not going to make many more mistakes.
And a slow hit grounder to second base. Schumacher handles it for out number 1. Ball 1, and as you stated at the outset, which Manny Ramirez are we going to see? The one who takes charge and become as productive as he was last year leading the Dodgers into postseason, or the one that was more or less lukewarm for most of this year? The count is 1-1 to Ramirez. Carpenter already named the comeback player of the year in the National League after undergoing Tommy John surgery. And there's a call strike. Carpenter with only 4 starts in the last 2 years before coming up with 17 wins, leading the Cardinal staff this season in ERA. He's ahead of Ramirez, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a ground ball gloved by Pujols, who flips to Carpenter for the out. And there are 2 down. So 2 down to James Loney, Dodger first baseman, and he hits a shot to center field for a base hit. So Chris Carpenter giving up 3 hard hit balls here in the first inning. Furcal to start it to the opposite field, Kemp's home run, and now Loney.
Now, James Loney had a little bit of a power shortage at the end of the season, but what a sweet left-handed swing that is. Got a fastball out over the plate. Head stays right down the barrel of the bat, a clean single into center field.
So the Dodgers not doing anything differently than they did in the regular year when they outscored their opposition by more than 2-1. And here is third baseman Casey Blake. Drove in 79 runs, and he takes a strike. Talk about Manny Ramirez's acquisition last year and how he led the Dodgers very quietly. Casey Blake was the other newcomer coming over from the Indians, and he played a major role. Fastball in tight, 1-1.
Yeah, Casey Blake, one of those steadying influences on a ball club. He never gets too high, never gets too low. He's always willing to do what it takes in a situation to help his team win a ball game, even if that means making an out to move a runner up a base.
Fouls it off. Of course, Manny Ramirez, as many of you know, was suspended 50 games for violating the Major League drug policy. And when he was out, Casey Blake hit .353 in May without their big slugger. Two down, Loney the runner at first. 1-2 to Blake. And it evens the count out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Matt Kemp with the 2-run blast quickly erases the Cardinal lead after the Cardinals had loaded the bases with nobody out. And looked like they were in store for a big inning. 2-2 pitch, line to center field. Base hit. That's the 4th hit in the first inning off of Chris Carpenter. Obviously not himself, and the Dodgers with runners at first and second with 2 out, and Ronnie Belliard coming up.
And when Chris Carpenter is at his best, he can go deep into the ball game and never make a mistake in the middle of the plate. He has made a number of mistakes, that time with the slider down over the heart of the plate, and Casey Blake right back up the middle of the field. That seems to be the approach of these Dodgers hitters against Chris Carpenter. Stay up the middle of the field.
And that'll bring up Ronnie Belliard. Came to the Dodgers in a trade with the Washington Nationals. Swing and a miss on a nasty breaking ball, and it's 0-1. That was at the end of August, and Joe Torre didn't really know what plans he had for Belliard. Orlando Hudson has been his second baseman. He cooled off in the second half, and Belliard has been a godsend for him. Hitting .277. There's a call strike 2, 0-2.
Now, Belliard did miss 4 games in the last week of the regular season with a pulled groin. No signs of it on that double play to end the top half of the first inning, however.
At .351 in 24 games with the Dodgers. There's a curveball, strike 3, and that'll do it. And it's Matt Kemp who hit the home run, driving in for a call in front of him to give the Dodgers a 2-1 lead after 1.